y'all? It's Poppin' Cracking. It's D Boss here. Reacting to this video by Maddie Balls. It's titled "The Victims of Tyler the Creator." Ooh, not them being victims. Let's see who's on here. Let's watch.
When Tyler the Creator came onto the scene, he came in swinging at everybody. He was super controversial and known for talking crazy. So it's no surprise that he has had a handful of beefs. And with a ride or die fan base like Tyler's, it is not good for any artist that comes into his crosshairs. So today we're going to be looking into the many beefs of Tyler the Creator, starting off with DJ Khaled. Tyler the Creator and DJ Khaled had one of the most iconic back and forth.
I just started my annoyance with DJ Khaled. Actually, it started before this, but this really solidified it. He was such a hater.
That actually changed a lot of people's opinions on DJ Khaled. Khaled's beef with Tyler started back in 2019 after they both released albums the same week. Tyler with Igor and DJ Khaled with Father of Assad. Both albums performed pretty well, which led to a battle for #1 on the Billboard 200 chart. During the lead-up...
And I can't stand that he acts like he's the one that's actually making these songs fire. You're not rapping on any of these songs. How you coming at somebody who is actually talented? I'm not saying he's not talented, but someone who actually raps their own songs and their work is literally of them. You got popular because you provided the beats to songs that got popular because of the artist. So the artist, they're your claim to fame. So how you get mad at an actual artist who outperformed you? He outperformed you and beat you fair and square. Like, fuck out of here.
Was confident he'd win, especially with his shady attempt to boost his album sales. This is because he partnered up with an energy drink company to bundle his album. While bundling isn't new and Tyler himself did some as well, Billboard thought that DJ Khaled partnering with a multi-level marketing scheme company to boost his album sales was a bit too shady. So when their race got very close, Billboard had to look deeper into the numbers, which resulted in them disqualifying DJ Khaled's bundle sales. Obviously, DJ Khaled was not happy that a bunch of his album sales were disqualified, and because of this, Tyler's album Igor went #1. So Khaled decided to go on Instagram and rant about it.
Well, you should have done the shady shit.
I make albums so people can play it.
You don't make
You actually hear it. You know, driving your car, you hear another car playing it. You know, go to the barbershop, you hear them playing it. You know, turn the radio on and you hear them playing it. You know, it's playing everywhere. It's called great music. It's called albums that you actually hear the songs. Not no mysterious shit and you never hear it.
On top of this, after Khaled got second place, he stormed into his record label's office with an entourage. Someone at the office said he was angry and yelling. He threw a temper tantrum, and he was furious. There was some nasty stuff said. Publicly, he's all about positivity, but there's a mean side to him that people don't see. He overhyped the record and blew it up as his biggest album ever. Following Khaled's public outrage, a few things happened, including Billboard officially changing their bundling rules in 2023 to avoid this type of issue in the future. But this was really the only win Khaled got from this situation. Pretty quickly, fans got upset with DJ Khaled for disrespecting Tyler the Creator rather than being happy for a peer. They were saying it was especially ironic since Tyler produced everything on his album and did most of the legwork, while DJ Khaled had a million big-name artists and producers on his album while he just arranged it.
Oh, okay. I guess I am misinformed. I thought he produced everything on his album, but he doesn't? He arranges shit? So there are other producers that are... So you ain't doing the rapping or all of the producing?
Basically, they were saying Khaled didn't do any work. People were even pissed at the idea alone of Khaled thinking that he deserved the #1 spot over Tyler.
But artistry has never really been DJ Khaled's strong point, as he's never really been an artist himself. He's been that guy that always sits on the side, watching everybody else participate in the group project and putting his name at the fucking top, saying we the best in all his songs. Cool. The thing that made that tolerable for so long was the idea that you thought maybe, despite him not doing shit, he would be aware of it, you know? Like, all this time, I think we'd been tolerating that DJ Khaled cosign or that DJ Khaled brand on a lot of the tracks because we're just like, hey, it's Khaled, man. You know, he's a meme. He embraced his meme. He does funny things from time to time. Like, there's no reason to really hate on this dude because he knows, right? He knows, doesn't he?
Unlike the fans, though, Tyler took the high road and really didn't say much about the statement for quite a while. At first, he was just trolling in Instagram comments saying things like, who the fuck listens to Tyler the Creator? And his MSG show sold out, but I've never heard a Tyler song in my life. Later on, when Igor won a Grammy, Tyler tweeted, "Mysterious music," making fun of what Khaled said. However, he didn't directly reference this beef until 2021. After the release of Call Me If You Get Lost, Tyler spoke on the beef on Hot 97.
It was fun. It was just watching a man die inside because the guy that, you know, the weirdo was winning. I was moonwalking in a wig. This nigga had everyone on his album. Everyone. I didn't say nothing. I just let that number one speak. Nigga ego had to deal with that because his whole identity is being number one. And when he didn't get that, that sat with him longer in real lifetime than that moment. I moved on. I went and did some shows. We went to London. Cool. Didn't think about it. That sat with him because his whole identity is we the best. We the number one. And when the underdog to him took that away from him, the nigga ego was deflated.
In the interview, even though he went pretty hard, Tyler made sure to say he has no hard feelings after
Did
the
he
drop.
go hard?
However, after Call Me If You Get Lost won a Grammy, Tyler did say something on IG Live.
And I know you're seething and angry and no one listens to that album.
That was a great
These
album.
arena tours that are selling out says different. And if you put that much energy into something, maybe everyone will be proud.
Tyler even mentioned almost sampling one of Khaled's songs on Call Me If You Get Lost because I guess he still has a decent amount of respect for him. In a 2023 Rolling Stone feature, Khaled spoke positively about his relationship with Tyler despite everything that had happened. Khaled said the two artists have a good rapport and that he'd like to work with Tyler someday. Then later at the Rock Nation brunch, the two even took a picture together, so it does seem like
Look at his face. His face says it all. I don't think that they have a good rapport and they cool at all. Like, it's not giving that.
Beef is pretty much gone. But because of Khaled's obsession with being number one, along with a ton of other things he's done over the years, a lot of fans lost a bunch of respect for him after this incident. And I do think this played a big role in hurting his public image. In one of my videos about all of Khaled's controversies, one of the top comments even references this beef saying, "I make albums so people can play it." I've never sat down and listened to a fucking Khaled album, LMFAO. So clearly this beef really hurt his public image. And while this back and forth really changed people's opinions on Khaled, the next one made Tyler's opponent just look desperate. Tyler, the Creator, and ASAP Nast had a beef that got pretty heated, even though it all happened over some clothes, which is pretty funny. ASAP Nast is a rapper and member of ASAP Mob, which is a pretty iconic hip-hop group. He's also ASAP Rocky's cousin. ASAP Rocky and Tyler, the Creator, are known to be good friends, so this beef really could have caused some problems. Nast and Tyler began having public issues in 2020 when Nast accused Tyler of stealing his swag. Out of nowhere, on his Instagram story, Nast posted a string of rants saying that Tyler stole his fits and gave a bunch of random reasons for how he did it. Nast said, "I see y'all stealing the drip. It's all good. You know, just pay me some homage. Tyler, just make sure next year, I got some golf wing tickets. And I don't want to call you next year to get tickets because you're going to be on stage dancing around looking like me anyway." After this, he posted some evidence to try to further explain his case. Later that year, in an interview, Nast spoke on the case again, saying, "I just think that people genuinely gravitate towards that. Now when I go outside, every day I see people who dress like me, except they probably would have got shit for it
if it's that serious to you.
Well, years ago. Like Tyler has in most of his recent beefs, he kind of let it go for a while, but he finally responded on his 2021 Call Me If You Get Lost album. On the track Rise, Tyler said, "You ain't the only dude that be in Paris. Why you filled with terror whenever you in my presence? Is it because we look just alike and people said it?" People assumed at first that this was about Nast, and then Tyler confirmed the suspicions on Instagram Live when he connected the dots.
To everyone, to all the fans who still give a fuck, I know I'm tight as fuck, but like the fact that y'all still care is amazing. To niggas who saying I took their style, you will never amount to me. Okay? Just know that.
Period.
They know who I'm talking about. Listen to that Rise verse.
Later on Twitter, a fan asked Tyler who he was talking about when he said, "You'll never amount to me." And Tyler responded saying, "A fella who I think has great style but keeps getting in his own way because of an ego, so he blames others when they get hand claps for something he's passionate about, which is sweaters that all old French men wear and animal prints, haha." Nast took a chance to keep some more attention coming his way on Instagram Live, but instead of directly pushing the beef further, he approached it in an odd way.
People want to see me go back. Y'all want to see us go back and forth, but I can't do the back and forth.
Like he on something right here.
You're not even like, I can't do the back and forth with people that's not even of my caliber. Like, you're not even like, and the proof is in the pudding. So I don't ever gotta explain myself no more. You niggas just gotta go do your homework And then that's that.
He went on to say that he won't get the love he deserves until he passes away and that the feud between him and Tyler isn't real. He said, "We don't have an actual beef. We aren't beefing for real, guys. It's all good." And he's still Rocky's boy. He's still my boy. But if people really want to have a swag off, holla at me. Then Nast switched up again, tweeting, "At me so I know it's real or get off my dick." He also accused Tyler of switching up his style after meeting him. So Nast was really just wishy-washy with this whole thing, and eventually fans asked him what he wanted from Tyler, and he said, "Start paying homage to the people you rip off. Stop acting original when you're not." Simple.
How you know
Well,
he
the
don't
beef
have
left lots of fans confused, especially on if it was even
style?
real or not. People were even more surprised to see Nast appear at a party for Tyler's Louis Vuitton line, which to me just seems like the ultimate win for Tyler. Like the guy who was accusing him of stealing his style was a guest at an event where Tyler was launching a collab with Louis Vuitton. Overall, Nast said the beef wasn't that deep, and since we've seen Tyler patch things up with a ton of artists, Tyler probably agrees. And while this beef was much more low-key, Tyler also had a scuffle with one of the biggest rappers of all time. In 2018, Eminem dropped his surprise album Kamikaze, where he dissed tons of artists. And Tyler, the Creator, was one of the artists who landed in Eminem's crosshairs. On the song Fall, Eminem talks a lot about receiving hate from fans, critics, and other musicians on his album Revival. He called out a bunch of names like Joe Budden, Academics, Earl Sweatshirt, Tyler, and the entire industry as a whole. Most people liked the song, and it did very well, as most Eminem songs do, but some people took issue with the section aimed at Tyler because it contained a homophobic slur. Not fully, like Eminem censored it, but, obviously the sentiment was still there. The line was, "Tyler, create nothing, I see why you call yourself a F-slur. Bitch, it's not just because you lack attention, it's because you worship D12's balls, you're sacrilegious. If you're gonna critique me, you better at least be as good or better." But what did Tyler even do to warrant this crazy attack from Eminem? Obviously, M is known for being edgy and saying crazy things, but this is surprising as Eminem and Tyler actually used to seem to be friends. Eminem and Tyler's relationship dates back to 2014 when Odd Future, Tyler's old collective, opened up for Eminem on his tour. Back then, Tyler was openly a huge Eminem fan and had a lot of respect for him. Yellow Wolf, who was signed by M at the time and was also on the tour, remembers Tyler almost going out of his way to prove how big of a fan he was. Yella said, "I remember Tyler mouthing every single word of every song Marshall played. I remember that vividly. We were all by the soundboard and Tyler just knew every word to every song and he made sure that I knew he knew. It was like he was like, 'You're signed to Eminem? I'll rap this whole song right to your face. You don't know this song.'" And clearly M had a mutual respect for Tyler because he said, "I'm a combination of Skylar Grey, Tyler the Creator, and Violent J." In 2013 on the song Wicked Ways. To go from this level of admiration and companionship to getting dissed on his 2018 album, you would think Tyler did something pretty crazy. But really it was just a few tweets. It actually started with a few tweets in 2010 where Tyler was saying he thought Eminem's Recovery was a terrible album. In another tweet from 2014, Tyler said, "I love you, Marshall, you are my favorite rapper, but dude, Shady 15 is fucking ass. Why won't someone who loves him tell him no?" But there was a final tweet in 2017 that seemed to be the nail in the coffin.
That's kind of shady to do that, especially when you opened up for him. Like, you don't have to publicly, bash him. Even if that's how you feel, sure, talk your shit to your friends about it, and you're entitled to feel how you feel, but I think it just looks really bad to publicly, shit on him. So, I don't agree with that.
Their relationship. When Tyler said, "Dear God, this song is horrible, sheesh, how the fuck," which was referring to Eminem's song with Beyonce called Walk on Water. So all of these tweets from Tyler voicing his opinion pretty harshly on Eminem's music is what warranted the diss. M actually also came for other Odd Future members like Earl Sweatshirt because Earl once said, "If you still follow Eminem, you probably drink way too much Mountain Dew and probably need to come home from the army." And then when he was once asked if he liked Eminem's new stuff, Earl said, "Hell no." A lot of people were upset with Eminem's attack on Tyler the Creator, who had become a fan favorite artist by this point. Shortly after Fall's release, the Independent UK released an article headlined, "Eminem is still rapping with gay slurs in 2018. If that's his only way to get people talking, he should just retire now." Tyler had recently opened up about his sexuality on his 2017 album Flower Boy, so Eminem using this word against him upset a ton of fans. As part of Kamikaze's release, Eminem did an interview series with Sway, and in one part he addresses public reaction to the Tyler line.
I thought their movement was really cool too. And a lot of the shit that ended up happening after that, like the tweet he put out with talking about Shady 15 and why can't people that are close to him tell him that his shit sucks and it's trash. And okay, listen, man, you don't have to like it. And it could really suck. But being that somebody really was cool to you, you would expect some kind of reciprocation, and just don't go public with it and publicly express your opinion and how much my shit is trash. Okay, so I chalk it up to them being young and just kids, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, I've been there, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was a dick when I first came out. So when Tyler tweeted out the thing about Walk on Water, this fucking song is horrible, I was like, all right, I realize now, and I realized when I said it, but I wasn't like in the mind frame of, I was angry when I said the shit about Tyler. The fact of like, every time I saw this kid, like, oh, he's so cool to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I loved his energy, like everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was a funny dude, like, he's super charismatic and shit, but I'm sitting back like, man, at what point...
Yeah, why did you do that? That's weird.
At what point do I
That's weird
have to say something just to defend myself? And I think that the word that I called him on the album was, on that song, was one of the things where I felt like...
Don't backpedal.
This might be too far. Because in my
the homophobic.
In my quest, in my quest to hurt him, I realized that I was hurting a lot of other people by saying it.
Despite what the public was saying, Tyler really didn't seem to care that much. In an interview with The Guardian, Tyler talked about being pretty unaffected by the bar as he understood why M did it. Tyler said, "Did you ever hear me publicly say anything about that? Because I knew what the intent was. He felt pressured because people got offended for me. Don't get offended for me. We were playing GTA when we heard that. We rewound it and were like, oh, and then kept playing." The whole situation was ironic though, because Tyler was banned from the UK for a few years as part of anti-terrorism legislation because he was using words like that back in the day. Later on in a Hot 97 interview, Tyler spoke on the Eminem situation again, but seemingly in a different tone.
Have you in that vibe? You Eminem? Because it's the second time you mentioned, so I'm curious.
Favorite rapper really inspired me. I don't like his new stuff, and he doesn't like that. I don't like his new stuff, and he dissed me on his last album. And I remember hearing it.
Why did he?
Because I keep being vocal about shit that I don't like. Clancy's probably like, fuck, Paul Rosenberg's gonna text me or whatever. I love Paul. I love him.
Well, let's make it the right way. His newer material hasn't moved you like his material. That a good way to put it?
Yeah. I don't want to go into full explanation.
That's a good way.
After this, Eminem said on his song No Regrets in 2020, "I can make a mistake and erupt and end up taking a dump for saying some dumb shit, thinking I run shit. Misplacing my anger enough to give Earl and Tyler the brunt, should have never made a response, should have just aimed for the fake ones." Just this year, Tyler spoke actually again on the incident, but this time Tyler seemed like he felt really bad for how harsh he was speaking on M's music.
Eminem put out his album called Recovery. 2010. I was a big Eminem fan, and when that album came out, I fucking hated it. Hated it. Publicly was like, this shit is whack. Didn't like it. And after watching that show, dude, I felt so bad. I felt so bad about those tweets and things like that, because thinking from his perspective, someone like me publicly saying that stuff and him getting off drugs and being clean and getting to a point in his life that's behind him, and me implying like you need to, no, this shit is why he probably felt like I was attacking him. I thought I was just like, I don't like the music.
Oh, shut up. You are an artist. You should understand very well that people are very sensitive about their art. You say, fuck this music, this shit is ass, they're gonna take that personal. Like, stop playing stupid. And what you mean? Oh, I realized. You should have realized in a moment you knew it was wrong. What are you talking about?
So it seems like Tyler has matured quite a bit in his opinion and the way he kind of carries himself publicly, and overall it seems like they patched things up for the most part. But it's interesting, as this is one of the only beefs where Eminem felt like the need to apologize to the person he was dissing. In the same interview I just mentioned where Tyler was discussing his beefs with Eminem, he also kicked off a new one with a rapper named Ian. In the interview, Tyler never calls out Ian by name, but based on what he said, everyone assumed that's who he was talking about.
It's a white kid. Regular, like, Caucasian man. And he's, like, mocking Future and Gucci Mane, like, rap music. And, like, people are like, this shit hard. It's not even, like, satire. It's like, I'm just joking. I'm just mocking it. But I'm like, no, you can't do it. And I hold rap music so close.
Me too.
to my heart because it should change my life and everyone's life around me.
When the non-melanated come into this very black space and you want to talk shit about the black greats, that's so disrespectful and so out of touch. I hate it.
I'm a nerd about this shit. This is like weird, and I'm looking at it, and something about it like don't even sit well with me in comparison to someone like a Mac Miller or Eminem, who it didn't seem like they was mocking it. They had a genuine love for it, and they were still just being
sure.
You know, aside from when Eminem was wearing do-rags in like 2006, this is blackface.
I gotta say,
this is audio blackface.
Audio blackface.
Say that? Yeah, the problem is that's everyone. The word I was looking for is appropriation. Please just cut that right after that whole rant.
These comments caused a storm on Twitter as Ian is a fairly controversial artist. He's one of the newer generation white kids like Netspend who have been going viral lately, in part because they're...
And I feel like a lot of them, they come and go. The gimmicky ones who want to be disrespectful. I also think of, who's that pill popper? Lil Xan. He also was talking shit about Tupac, and Tupac, he was not that great. I don't listen to him. I ain't never heard no Tupac song or whatever the fuck he was saying. Just having such disrespect and disregard for the black rap greats. I just feel like when you come into this space, you can't be doing that. That's equivalent to, like, let's say Shabuzi, for example. I love Shabuzi, black country artist, okay, but that is a white dominated space. It just is, you know, regardless of who started it and who, whatever. But the reality is the really popular country artists are white. So that would be very odd for him to go into that space. I mean, that is different because you could go into the origins, but whatever. Anyway, this is the closest and the quickest example I can think of. But yeah, let's say he went into that space and he just started talking shit about the big white country artists who are killing it. It's just like, what? Like, this is very odd for you to do. I'm sure he would be called all type of monkeys. All type of shit that would go crazy. I'm sure they already called him that and he ain't did shit. Anyway, that's a whole other topic. But yeah, I just find it to be disgusting.
Or white. And
I feel like these people, they come and go. I don't think they last. They don't have any longevity.
And that just to say it, Ian literally has a music video where he's rapping about...
Also, let's be fucking clear. Aside from Eminem, like, and this just goes to show how this is such a black-dominated space. No matter how many non-black fans consume this music, they typically like seeing black people like in this genre, in this rap genre, because I don't know any white artists who have come and had any longevity outside of Eminem. Who has came and like killed it for decades at a time? Nobody other than Eminem. You have had people who has had some type of success, but it's like they kind of dipped in and dipped out, and they didn't have, you know, that staying power, because people they know. They know this is a very black dominated space. Let's be clear. Even I think of Jack Harlow, like where he at. He kind of came in and went as well. So I think that they need to chill the fuck out. The white artists who come in with this, fuck y'all, blah, 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 blah. You're not gonna even last, buddy.
Some hard shit while at dinner.
And this is not even, it don't even have to be about a race thing, but I mean, it is what the fuck it is. That's how it comes across.
Stereotypical looking family. So clearly he's playing on his appearance. I like some of his songs. I'm not just...
And that's the thing too, I don't like. I feel like a lot of them, it is about their appearance. Like, it's like, oh, I'm this white boy and I'm in this black space, da-da-da. Like, so they kind of make it about race. That's their whole gimmick, pretty much. So... don't say, I'm making it about race. They make it about race with this bullshit. As they're coming in and disrespecting the black greats. Fuck y'all.
Here hating, but it is very clearly a part of his marketing. I think that's undeniable. So yeah, Ian has been going up a lot this past year, and it seemed like that's who Tyler was talking about. Ian himself never directly responded, but his manager, Boo Cham, did. Boo, who is Akon's brother and huge in the music industry as a Columbia Records executive VP, called out Tyler on his Instagram story where he said, "Yo Tyler, I signed Ian and I'm from Atlanta.
Nobody cares.
He sounds nothing like Gucci or Future, LOL. It's called influence, but I never thought I'd see the day where you become old and hate on the youth." So clearly he's become quite the controversial figure, with Tyler's comments not...
I don't know what song he's talking about. I don't listen to him. But it sounds like Tyler said that he was talking shit about Gucci and Future.
That's what he said.
At all. Along with Ian's manager clapping back, Ian himself dropped a snippet in which some people thought he was replying. On the song, he says, "He on the back, I'm on the cover, we not on the same page." People assumed this was directed at Tyler and others who were hating in the comments, but everyone just kind of clowned on Ian for thinking he's up next or better than Tyler, the creator. Then Tyler took it a step further when he mentioned his situation on the track Thought I Was Dead off his new album, Chromacopia. Tyler said, "White boys mocking this shit and y'all mad at me. Y'all can suck my dick, pull up old tweets, pull up old t-shirts, all that, I'll moonwalk over that bitch." So clearly Tyler's been doubling down on his position. Regardless, this beef with Ian was a much more recent one and could still develop more in the future. There's a good chance I think Ian responds at some point on his next album, so we'll just have to see how that goes. Apart from these few beefs, Tyler has just had a few back and forths with a lot of artists, especially from back in the day when he came onto the scene talking crazy about everybody. One of these was with Chris Brown, starting back around 2011 with a brief Twitter disagreement. Chris basically tweeted about newer music being demonic and weird, so fans speculated that it was directed at Tyler, who was rocking upside down crosses around that time. So Tyler responded, which incited a brief back and forth. The public back and forth was 27 tweets long, including Chris, Tyler, Frank Ocean, and even The Game, who jumped in to say a few things. First, Chris tweeted a compliment where he said he liked Frank Ocean and compared him to a young James Fauntleroy or Kevin Costner. Then Frank, who took the tweet as an insult, tweeted back with a comparison of his...
Oh, I remember this, because I'm like, I don't know who that is. And he claimed he was giving him a compliment. But that is a wild. I don't know who those people are, so I can't say. But yeah, he didn't like it.
Oh,
that's a hilarious response. Young Cisco, right? I don't like underhanded comments. Period. I love that energy.
Mocking Chris. Chris immediately engaged in the beef, saying, "Odd Future," calling the group small time. Chris ranted, saying, "I was trying to help your sales, bro. You f***ing clown. You and Tyler, the creator, would be casted great for Planet of the Apes." This was enough to get Tyler involved in the thread, where he opened by saying, "What's wrong, Christopher? Amber Rose stole your style, bro?" Chris clapped back, saying he's done talking and that if they wanted action, they knew where to find him. Then The Game jumped in and basically told the two to quit the Twitter beef because it would just hurt their careers. After this, the back and forth kind of just fizzled out, and since then, nothing's really happened, so that was about it for their beef. However, 2 years later, Frank Ocean was involved in a fight with Chris Brown's crew.
Got into a fight outside of studio here in LA, and you know what? It was all over a parking spot. So Chris's side is saying that Frank Ocean showed up and jumped him and his buddies over this parking spot, saying it was Frank Ocean's spot and not Chris Brown's. And of course, Frank is saying a complete opposite story. He is saying that Chris Brown and his guys jumped Frank as he was coming to the studio. We do know that the cops are considering Frank the victim because he is the one that stood around and actually filled out the police report with them, where Chris Brown did not stick around to talk to the cops. So obviously this is a developing story right now because it just happened a couple hours ago, but we should be finding out a little more soon.
I'm not sure if this had anything to do with their previous argument on Twitter. I saw people saying it was over a parking spot, but regardless, it seems like Odd Future walked away with the dub. On Tyler's breakout hit Yonkers, he took shots at a ton of people, even though it clearly wasn't that serious. In the song, Tyler said, "What you think of Haley Williams? Fuck her. Wolf Haley Robin then. I'll crash that fucking airplane that F-word N-word Bob is in, and stab Bruno Mars in his goddamn esophagus and won't stop until the cops come in." Obviously, Tyler was just shit-talking everybody in this song, but he said the reason he was saying those things is because he just doesn't like radio music.
I mean, it wasn't really a diss on my behalf. I just hate the fucking song.
Which airplanes?
Yeah, the airplane song. I'm gonna just keep it 100.
I understand that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a beef or anything. It's whatever.
What about Bruno Mars? You were taking shots at him
I hate
too.
that guy.
Why?
Oh my God! I knew I fuck with Tyler. Thank you. People always look at me sideways when I say I hate Bruno. Thank you. Somebody else. Jesus. I be feeling like I'm in a Twilight Zone sometimes. I'm just like, what? Like, my God. Wow. See, I knew I fuck with Tyler. I knew it.
Oh, Mars everything.
Have you seen his face?
I have seen his face.
Okay, that's not wild.
I'm not violent.
This was enough to piss off B.O.B., so he released
I think he's just being funny with that comment, but I think he genuinely, just doesn't like his music. And I'm not going to explain myself. I've already talked about this before.
Future as a diss track on Tyler. He said things like, "A sea of great whites, you are a dolphin. If I was you, I would be a little more cautious. After this, he went at Tyler again on Tech Nine's song I'm a Psycho. B.O.B. rapped, I stabbed you with this mic and rapped this verse, I'm rapping to you. Matter of fact, I'm rapping through you. Never say my name unless you absolutely have to. Tyler tweeted back saying, still hate that Airplane song though. It has the same chord progression as F***ing Love the Way You Lie and that one song by Katy Perry. The beef between these two didn't last very long either. Tyler actually said in response, I've never heard him spit like that. It took me by surprise because it's tight. However, Bruno Mars also didn't seem to be a fan of Tyler's comments. He responded to Tyler on 2 occasions saying, Tyler has to wait in line if he wants to stab me. Tyler's definitely not the first guy that said something like that to me, and he's not going to be the last. And again later on he said, oh man, how did I feel about it? That's what coming up is. You pick up some fans and a handful of haters along the way. Things seem to get a little more serious than just jokes at this point. Tyler then responded at the MTV Awards.
Go ahead. So you said some pretty bold things about Bruno Mars. Any regrets? And he wants you back?
Oh, this guy wants a good story. No, I still hate that dude's fucking music. He put on a good performance, but I still hate his music.
Never good. Thank you.
Sick.
Tyler doubled down on his hate for Bruno later that year on the game song Martians vs. Goblins, rapping the line, Bruno Mars is still sucking dick and fucking male butts in the same closet that Tyler Perry gets his clothes from. Following this at the VMAs, he joked how if Bruno Mars beat him for Best New Artist, he would have killed himself. After all of this, though, just like most of the other beefs, it kind of just fizzled out and there's nothing much more to it. If you want to learn more about DJ Khaled...
I do not. Finally, somebody understands. Finally, jeez, I can't stand that man's music. Yes, he definitely had many beefs. I mean, he's a troll, so this doesn't surprise me at all. Some of these, I feel like they were just jealous. They was hating. Others, I feel like he was in the wrong. Like the Eminem situation, 1000% was in the wrong. He did Eminem dirty. I have no idea why Eminem even apologized. That was very odd. But very interesting stuff. I didn't know a lot of this. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what other videos you've been watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.